This is the 2025 Chevy Colorado Z71 Midnight Edition. And this is probably one of the best Midnight Editions I've seen so far. I borrowed this truck from Jerry Seiner Chevrolet here in Salt Lake City. This truck is available for sale. Let's go and check out the window stickers so you guys see options and features on this build. At the very top is the description with the colors, which is the red tint coat. And here is a short listing of the standard equipment. Be sure to pause. Base price comes in at $43,800. And you guys see right there, Midnight Edition is $3,825. Now, that does seem expensive, but check out what comes in there. All-terrain tires, blackout for the badging, high gloss black wheels, assist steps are finished in black as well, and it has a 40-inch light bar, which I cannot wait to show you guys. Bed-mounted sport bar, and then up front, you have the recovery hooks, which they come standard with that anyways. Technology package was $1,450. Radiant red was $495. Spray and bed liner was $475. Accessory power distribution was $475. That comes a part of the Midnight Edition package too. And then all-weather floor liners. Destination comes in at $1,595 with a total price of $52,365. And then here's a quick look at those Philly comment numbers down below. One thing I like about the Midnight Edition package is the fact that it does black out the mirror caps. Now, I did a video just recently on another Z71, and it had like that grayish color that you see down below here. It had this color on the mirror caps, and they're like grayish brown. I don't like that color at all. I wish they would have blacked that out too. But yeah, with this package, it does make the truck look a lot more rugged. I believe you can get a lift kit from the factory too on the Z71, so be sure to build it online and see if that's still the case. But the Radiant Red definitely looks good. So I like the fact that on Midnight Edition they don't keep you just to black paint, so you can get different colors as well. LED headlights on the front end, high and low beam with accent lights. Turn signals are going to be incandescent bulbs, and then your fog lights are going to be a projector style LED. Great black accent on the front end, Z71 badge with the blackout for that bow tie. They don't black out the Z71, however. Interesting. Active grille shutters on the front end too. And then you can see you have the black recovery hooks down below. They would otherwise be red if you didn't get the Midnight Edition package. Now here's a quick peek at that suspension. Double wishbone, independent. Fabric till for the liner. And they do give you aluminum steer knuckle. And then here are the tires. These are the Goodyear Wrangler Territory ATs, and they're pretty aggressive. 18-inch wheel, so 265/65, 18, 6 lug, and these are basically 31.6 inches tall, 10.4 inches wide. You guys can see the 4-piston brakes in there. Those are the ones that are easy to service too, by the way. And here's just the other side of the suspension. Now really quickly, I want you guys to see that 40-inch LED light bar. I'm going to show you guys some footage here. I was inside of a garage. I want to show you just how bright it is. Now, it is very bright, so you could not use that going down the highway, but if you're the only one on the road, you could definitely use it, and it puts out a ton of light. Let's jump in to the footage inside that garage real quickly. Just to give you perspective of how bright they are. Turn them on right now. So you probably can see them coming on. They're pretty bright. And of course this area is illuminated, so yeah, and they have like a good focused light too. Not bad. Here's a side view. You have painted door handles, smart key system only on the front doors, black high gloss mirror caps, cameras right there, blackout for the Colorado badging, and you have the black fixed running boards. Now if you step up right here, you guys will see they do add this tinted cover for that light bar. You can take it off. I think there's like some bolts in there for it. And then here's that sport bar in the rear. Even though this package is a lot of money, they do give you a lot of goodies for sure. Here's where you're gonna fill up at. And they do give you a fabric material for the liner in here. E-coating on the frame. You have 4 leaves. That bottom one's gonna be a helper spring. And then here's your step in that bumper, Z71 decal. And you have LED and incandescent bulbs in your tail lights. Rear parking sensors. I didn't mention you don't have those on the front end, only on the rear. They're not even available still, which kind of sucks. More blackout for the badging. You have a 4 and 7 pin for your trailer. Here's that receiver hitch, and you do have an automatic locker down below, 342 rear end, and they give you a donut style for your spare tire. Let's see if this is assisted camera. So you have assisted tailgate. Spray-in was an option. And this doesn't really affect the bed at all. I was gonna see if it did. You also have this storage built into the tailgate. It is waterproof too. Let's go ahead and step into where you guys see the light bar. You only see one wire here, and it's pretty much hidden going down probably this way through the cab. Incandescent lights for your high mount. This is manually operated here, and they give you 8 total tie downs in the bed. Now, does anyone know the capacity for these in terms of the weight? You have 400 watts of power right there. If you don't know the capacity of these tie downs, I looked it up for the HD segment and they were 500 pounds. I'm willing to bet you they're probably the same for these. I just figured out how to make these latch easier. As I said in the last video, you have to push down on these pretty hard, but as I was standing on them, they latched up very easily. So this is a trick if you decide to buy one of these trucks. Here is the unchanged powertrain for the Z71. 2.7 liter inline 4 turbo max, putting out 310 horsepower, 430 pound-feet of torque. All that power goes to an 8-speed transmission, and people even in the mid-size segment hate the idea of a 4-banger in a pickup truck, but it is what it is. Now over here, this is the power distribution right here. And I'll show you guys how that works on the interior. Inside the interior, the Colorado did get a much needed update, and I do like the overall design. The only negative thing I talk about with this and the GMC Canyon is the hard plastics. There's a ton of it in here, but if you're okay to overlook that because it is a mid-size pickup, it does give you a lot of nice features, such as this silver accent with this piano black right there. It adds a nice touch to the interior. You have auto up and down for the driver's side windows, auto down for everything else. You cannot power fold these, however, which is kind of interesting. No seat memories, but that is available if you get the leather seating. You would also get ventilated seats too. Now, as you guys saw on the window sticker, this does have heated seats, 10-way, including lumbar support. This one has the floor liners right there, trailer brake. And if you want to dim down that 11-inch screen, you can. It's 11.3 over there. Let's go and check out the passenger side. I believe GM calls this like evil text. I call it vinyl because that's what I think about when I see it and touch it. It's also on the dash. You see more of that silver with that piano black in the center there. All this is hard plastic. They do provide a grab handle only on this side up front. Bose premium sound system. Now this seat is manually operated, and you can see that they give you more of that evil text with that cloth insert in the middle. A little bit of red accents too, with that stitching being red as well. Out back, I'm going to show you guys the seats up on both sides. Last time I didn't do that, so I want to show it to you this time. Now you only have a seatbelt pocket on this seat, which is kind of interesting. They do provide the air vents, 2 USBs, and a 120 volt power plug. I always close these because I always tell my kids, hey, when you're not using something, just close it so you don't break it. Cup holders right there. Let's go ahead and check out the other side. Not a ton of storage below the seats. But you can put a few things back here. And then the lever is on the side right there. Manually operated sliding glass with defrost, incandescent lights for the interior. They still give you the grab handles out back, which is nice. But you see right here, they don't give you that silver accent anymore. They just cheap it up just a little bit, and they all kind of do something similar to that. Let's go ahead and jump back in, check out the interior. A little bit of animations on the screens here. You do have a tilt and telescoping steering wheel, which is really nice because if you're really short, helps, but if you're really tall, you can push it all the way in and put your seat up so that way someone can actually sit behind you. There is an alert up here, so you don't have the heads-up display on this model. Push button starts right there. And you have the large screens. If you put it in reverse, you'll see that you have the 360 camera. And you have these camera views too. No bed view, however. I always show this because it's something that's important to me and it might be important to some other people. Trip information is now in here. You can push it over to the other screen if you like by just pushing this button. Oh, it's just, it won't remove, but nevertheless, that's where it is. You also have coolant temperature, transmission fluid temperature, oil pressure, oil temperature. You don't even have this on the HD segment, which is kind of interesting. You can see right there, you have the temperature outside and the time. If you go back to home, which is right here, takes you back to this page. You can actually move over your Apple or Android Auto if you have it closer over here. And climate control can be controlled on the screen or down below. You still have hard button for your heated seats, dual climate control, but in the future you'll probably lose all these buttons, but I like that GM still gives them to you. Some manufacturers just take them away and they're gone forever. Up top, these controls you would normally see on the interior, but they're now inside the screen. If you see more controls, it kind of cleans it up for you. So if you want to go right to your lighting, boom, you can turn your fog lights on, your cargo lights, anything like that. Your drive and park, traction control, hill descent control, doors and windows, power window lockout. Also, if you want to turn on that light bar, that's the button you would have to use. You have your lane keep assist, caution lights, auto stop start can be disabled. This drops all the windows down together in case someone farts inside the truck, or if you live in Texas and it's really hot outside, or if you live in Utah, it gets hot out here too. They do provide 2 USBs, wireless charger. Drive modes show up on this screen. So let's start off with normal. So you have normal, off-road, tow haul, terrain, and back to normal. They do give you information for every drive mode too. Automatic forward drive is definitely a welcomed feature. I like that GM gives it to you pretty much across the board here. Electronic parking brake. This is your gear selector. You have a gear limiter on here too. Cup holders. More of that Evotex on this. And you do have a removable tray for this area. On this screen, you have the option to put navigation here. That way if you have your Apple CarPlay, you can listen to your music on the other screen. And you have your off-road pages here. They do provide that on this screen as well. So if you want to have your off-road page up on this screen, you have that option too. And it's a little bit bigger. It shows you the elevation right here. Also it shows it down there and some coordinates. Up top, as I said, you have the incandescent bulbs inside of here. And they do provide lights for your vanity on both sides. Let's go and check out the payload. Gross axle weight rating out front is going to be 3,500 pounds. The rear is 3,600 pounds. Gross vehicle weight rating is going to be 6,250. 18 by 8.5 wide wheels. And all in payload, 1,477 pounds. 35 psi all the way around. And that will pretty much end the video. Let me know you guys' thoughts on this Midnight Edition package. I definitely think it's a pretty cool option. Even though it's expensive, it does give you a lot of nice off-road goodies, and it gives you that cool look going down the road.